Hey guys, we are back with another video related to our ancestors. So as I have mentioned in my previous videos, our ancestors were hunter-gatherers, which meant that they moved from place to place in search for food. In this video, we are going to talk about the various tools they made that helps them a lot with their lifestyle then. Before we begin, let us go way back to when our ancestors lived off of carcasses of animals. With competition between them and other carnivores, by the time they got through their food, there wasn't much left, but since they were the smart ones, they somehow found the nutritious bone marrow by breaking the bones. Determined to get more, they needed to break more, and somehow someone picked up a stone and was successful on breaking open the bones with it. This was probably a big breakthrough not only for them but for all that came after them, including us. When they found out and realized how useful these stones were, they started carving them in ways to make them more and more convenient and handy, and that is how the first stone tools were invented. Stone tools can be dated by the geochemical analysis of the sediment layer in which they were buried. Beginning with the Old Stone Age or the Paleolithic Age, the first stone tools discovered were named the Oldowan tools, named after the Oldowan gorge in Tanzania, where they were found dating back to 2.6 million years old. These Oldowan toolkits included hammer stones, stone cores, and sharp stone flakes. And this was the beginning of how our ancestors started having the upper hand over other living beings. Many other archaeological sites consisted of the accumulated debris from making and using stone tools, but since multiple hominin species often existed at the same time, it can be difficult to determine which species made the tools at any given site. After the discovery of the Oldowan tools, another discovery of a different type of tool were unearthed from the shores of Lake Turkana in Kenya and dated back to 3.3 million years ago. The first stone tools from the site, which is called the Lomekwian 3, were discovered in 2011 and were named the Lomekwian tools. They dated way back to 3.3 million years ago, which meant that they were not made by our human ancestors. By the end of 2012, a total of 149 tools had been found and more till date. This suggests that species like Australopithecus might have been intelligent enough to make stone tools that included sharp flakes of stone sheared off from larger rocks, which were most likely used for cutting, but who exactly made these tools is still yet to be known. By about 1.76 million years ago, while the Oldowan was still in full swing and had just about reached East Asia by the able hands of Homo erectus, Africa became the initial host to a second tool industry, the Acheulean tools. Early humans began to make Acheulean hand axes and other large cutting tools. These tools showed new shapes with large bifaces, which meant working on both sides like hand axes, picks, cleavers, and knives. The Acheulean tools were very widespread. They were found not only throughout Africa and Eurasia, but also all the way to the Near East, the Indian subcontinent, as well as through Western Europe. Attributed to Homo heidelbergensis, these tools were not that simple, and it was the hand axes and cleavers in particular that showed the ability for creating symmetrical objects from stone materials, something that indicates a higher cognitive ability as well as motor skills than in the Oldowan tools. This meant that our tools and our brain's cognitive properties may have evolved alongside each other. Next were the Aurignacian tools, named for the French village of Aurignac, where prehistoric remains were discovered in a cave in 1860. The Aurignacian culture is associated with the first anatomically modern humans in Europe. This upper Paleolithic stone tool tradition emerged among both Neanderthals and the first modern humans or Homo sapiens in Europe and parts of Africa. The blade's shape of these tools made them easier to attach to a handle, which gave greater leverage and increased efficiency. So that was all about the Old Stone Age. As we move towards the Middle Stone Age, we see that the archetypal tool is the microlith, which is a small flint plate or fraction of a blade, often only around 5 mm long and 4 mm thick. Besides Mesolithic harpoons, mattocks and axes were also used to clear unwanted trees. The first microlithic technologies emerged among early humans in Africa and Eurasia about 50,000 years ago. Some Mesolithic or the Middle Stone Age traditions were carried over far into the Neolithic or the New Stone Age. Harvesting knives and sickles have been found in both the Paleolithic and the Mesolithic as well as the Neolithic. Axes are very visibly present in the Neolithic archaeological record. In terms of tools, this period saw the emergence of stone tools that were produced not by flaking but by grinding and polishing stones. Towards the end of the Neolithic period, what began was the emergence of copper and later bronze, leading humans to transition into using metal rather than stone as the primary material for their tools and weapons. The Stone Age had come to an end and a new era of human civilization had begun. But we cannot forget that these stone tools remain a critical transition in the life of our ancestors, and what is most important is that stone tools provide evidence about the technologies, dexterity, particular kinds of mental skills and innovations that were within the grasp of early human tool makers. Thanks for watching, guys. Do not forget to tell us what you think of this video in the comment section down below. Until then, continue giving us your love and support by liking our videos and subscribing to our channel. Also, do check out our other videos on our ancestors as we have made many just for you. See you soon in our next video.